Hello children, myself Mrs. Shipra Burua. So I am talking about for class 5. It's our social study. It's lesson 14. Okay. So it's natural disasters. I am talking about the natural disasters. Now I am explaining this lesson. Here it's a lesson 14. It's natural disaster. Okay. Now we have to proceed these things. For the beginning of the existence of man on the earth, he has always been threatened by the fury of natures in one form or another. Sometimes earthquake, volcanic eruption, cyclone, drought, and sometimes flood, etc. threatens that is it's very effective in our because it's threatened is very existence and play havoc with our life and property also as a earthquake. Okay, the sudden melt or violent shaking of the part of the earth is called an earthquake. It is generally accompanied by a rumbling sound and tremor. One of the causes of the earthquake is the movement of the molten rock inside the earth's crust. Sometimes this molten rock is thrown out the volcanic or caused. This eruption also caused earthquake. Okay, earthquake occur in place where the earth crust is weak, and violent earthquakes are frequent in areas where there are volcanoes. Examples: the belt surrounding the Pacific Oceans. An earthquake lasts for a few seconds with a huge loss of life and property. You can see here, and such a foothill on the Himalayas and the Gangas, Brahmaputra Valley, and the several earthquakes took place at Koyna Nagar on the Western Ghat in 1967. Another several earthquakes took place in 1975 in Kinnaur district in Himachal Pradesh, and earthquakes of great intensity have occurred in Assam, North Bihar, Kashmir, Kumayu Hills, and all this. And the Deccan Plateaus were considered relatively free for earthquake, but it is the same region as several earthquake occurred in Latur and Usmanabad districts, Maharashtra. 1993, a very severe earthquakes took place in Gujarat on 26 January 2001. It's a scene of an earthquake. You can see where was a loss of property, loss of man, loss of the human's life also. And now scientists have been records of measure and the vibrates of the earthquake by the instrument called seismograph. And the magnitudes of the earthquake is measured by the Richter scales. The number of the scales ranges 0 to 9. An increase in the unit of Richter scales represents the tenfold increases the earthquake strength. And the destructions of changes caused by the earthquake is the first one is the vibration caused extensive damage on the surface of the earth and building and destroyed the rails, road, and damaged all the mountains, landslides also. Town and cities are obliterated and the result is suddenly strong stubborn. And when earthquake originated near the coast, huge tidal waves cause. Okay. So, and next one is many a times earthquake cause landslide in a hilly area. Sometimes the earthquake cause sudden permanent change river course and sudden uplift and horizontal displacement of the earth's crust. Sometimes reveal new resources of minerals and can be easily obtained. And volcanic means is a vent of the earth crust through which molten rocks, gases, and steam they are way out of the surface of the earth. The volcanics are important internal agent of the changes, and the different minerals erupted in volcanics accumulate and form volcanic mountains. Causes of volcanics is volcans erupt due to various causes: the hot matter, lava, etc. The interior of the earth is pressed down by the pressure of the crust. It comes out through a hole or a crack at a weak point and accumulates around it. Okay, the layer of the lava and other materials accumulate and occurs several years. So type of volcanics: it's active volcanics, it's dormant volcanics, it's extinct volcanics. Okay, the Potential threats of volcanics. What's mostly active volcanics are dangerous. They pose a potential threats of existence in the number of ways. First one, I describing it. Material erupt from volcanic accumulates round the vent to form a low hills which grow gradually the materials added from later eruptions to form a volcanic cone. Okay, and sometimes volcanic eruptions take place along fissures and a crack several kilometers long. As a result, extensive sheets of lava are spreading to form a plateau and decaying regions. The lava sheets about 2000 meters thick, and sometimes whole cities of towns are covered by the thick lava sheets are obliterated. Okay, obliterated. So in case the explosive eruption, sometimes whole island the submerge, a new island rise the adjacent. So landslide also. Landslide some causes. What is landslide? The sudden movement of the soil and the weather rock materials around the slope due to the force of gravity is called landslides. Okay, so when causes of the landslide, when sometimes mountain ranges like those the Shivalik hills in the Himalayas are made up of the upsolid sediments, or any parts of their slide down due to rain, gravitational pull of the earth. So it's many causes you can see over there. It's a scene of a landslide, and tropical cyclones also over there, and its hazards. Effects of the tropical cyclones is great velocity, so that produces important effects. It's the cause of damage of the crops, uproots many trees, and electricity and telephone lines also when they destroyed. And the drought also, you can say. What is drought? Drought is be defined, you can see, the period of unusually prolonged as a dry weather in such areas, the rain otherwise normally expected. And the factors occurs the drought. The first of the forecast causes the drought in the prolonged scarcity, which is scarcity of the waters, food, and the unemployment development. Okay, so it is also pointed that the global warming has begun to produce drought conditions. Global warming causes change in the rainfall patterns. Okay, so as a result, once well watered areas become drier. So you can see the drought areas. Okay, it's floods you can see, and we all are mostly survives all these things. And causes of floods, you can see here the floods areas they mention over in the dark blue. Okay, so it's a effect of floodings. You can see here is Uttarakhand was hit of devastating of the flood recently. So now the lesson is finished here. Thank you.